Welcome to day 249 of TFIF 365. And today I want to talk about the truth versus facts, the difference between facts and truth. Because people use them interchangeably and they're not the same. And this is how I state it. Facts change, truth remains the same. So let me give you this. When people bring up facts, that's why I always want to see their sources, how they're interpreted, what's their perspective, what lens are they looking through, a whole bunch of things about facts. Because at one point, it was a fact that the earth was flat. Hell, during my lifetime, Pluto was a planet. Then it was not a planet. And then now it's kind of like a planet. When we get new information, facts change. Right? Before people understood the workings of the body, right? People thought it was fact that you had to leech people, that you had to bleed people. People thought the reason that the word hysteria comes from women who they thought were hysterical, who were probably going through menopause, right? Hysteria was a fact. People thought the fact was that women were losing their minds, right? There's so much about facts that aren't the truth. Now, a fact can be true, but it does not mean that it is the truth. So in the United States, one of the facts was that, and it was in law. I mean, it was in law. That's what people use. Facts are facts are what is considered real or relevant or appropriate or at that moment, right? So they said black people were 3/5 of a person. That was the law. It was fact. It was people were making laws. People were being held accountable for that fact. When in fact, we are 100%, you know what I'm saying? And that's the truth. So just because there's a fact does not mean that negates the truth. I could give so many examples of this. I am a history buff. One of the situations that I'm really into is prohibition, because that reminds me so much about prohibition is being played out right now. What led to it, the absolute disaster that it was, and it made what people they said. So the teetotalers, the prohibitionists, said they were doing this to keep folks safe, right? There was, people were going to the saloons and drinking up all their money and coming back and beating their kids, losing their jobs. So we're doing this for family. Well, there's a narrative. There's also a truth in that. So that's the fact that they share with everybody. But one of the main truths was people in rural parts of the United States fear the size and the power of places like Boston and New York at the time. And so they knew that the census was coming up, and so, which was a fact. And a lot of prohibition was not, in fact, about saving the family. It was these people coming to America are not assimilating. And so they're drinking in ways that are inappropriate, for people in the U.S. So they have to either assimilate or we're gonna, so that's what that was. So the facts were that people were losing their jobs. Alcohol was a problem because they went from fermentation to distillation. Distillation fucked it all up for people, and yet the truth is a large part of that prohibition initiative was to cut off the power of larger populations. And we see that with the Electoral College, right? So, and that is law. That is, and people, and it doesn't, and so then people have these conversations about, the Electoral College is not unfair because it is a fact. But the truth is, it is rooted in unfairness, right? And so I need people to start questioning facts. You can spew anything you want to. Tell me, show me where the fuck you got this from. How did you come about it? What did you think about it? Because in supremacy-free, coercion-free, discrimination-free, and exploitation-free, we have to know these things. We have to be able to dig, be willing to dig, unearth, call out, expose all the facts that are, in fact, not truth. So I want you to lean into the truth. Always seek the truth. Always seek the truth, because it is in the truth where our future is free, not in facts. Because again, this is why I don't indulge in what's fair, because who gets to determine what the facts are is the same thing who gets to determine what fair is, and that's people who are in power. All right? So do not use fact and truth interchangeably. Do not conflate them. They are two very different things. They both exist and can exist together, but they're not mutually exclusive, and they don't, can be an and or an or, right? Something can be a fact and be true, but it also can be a fact and be false. As we're seeing so much of, and this is, again, before I wrap up, it just hit me, because this is why people in all of these countries where there's oppressive, exploitative, discriminatory leadership, it is to dumb down the populace. Because when you can critically think, they have no power. So that's why I bring this to. That's why I talked about nice versus kind yesterday. You have to understand the difference between a fact, which is man-made, and the truth. Again, facts can be true, but facts can also be untrue. So, and when I say that is, facts can be untrue because people who know the truth have intentionally created facts to support the truth that they're trying to exploit or to hide, or the truth. And then there is our facts that we have until we get more information, right? We could put a pin in this until we get more information, and then we go back and evaluate and assess whether our facts are still true. So hopefully that was helpful. Until tomorrow, peace. Become a sustaining sponsor at kimcreighton.com/support-the-work and help make this work happen.